So finally, but not least, Spirit of the South. Okay, this is an extension reading for those who might have seen the first segment of the series, which is the lunar eclipse on May the 16th, Scorpio full moon. Okay, so this is for all the fire element, which is Sagittarius. Wow, I always get the fire. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Okay, and also anybody who might have chosen this particular card on the medicine wheel, which we'll see to begin with on the first video. Okay, you might be drawn to a different wheel space any other new moon or full moon reading, so you're not attached to following a particular spirit of the direction, but as an extra layering of the reading, I do read the elemental signs. So this is for the fire signs. Now, as I was also shuffling your cards from the previous reading, okay, I've been using the oracle cards by Colette Baron Read the Wisdom, the oracle cards, and all the cards came out open. Okay, so the cards are open on the mat here prior to my recording, but I will get into this reading straight away. So as we're coming up to this lunar eclipse for the fire sign people, I feel like something has come into your hands. Something has already arrived, something has already shown itself up, and something is also kind of really whirling your world a bit into sort of a dynamic energy. And I feel like there's a lot of energy that you might actually have, fire sign people. So if you're listening to this because you've got some prominent fire sign element into your horoscope or your chart, this reading should resonate with you. Okay, we'll start with the fact that you need to be remaining very flexible. Flexibility has been key and has come out time and time again for all the other readings as well. Okay, so I feel like somehow, as the eclipse I would expect the eclipse to do, it is very important that we may remain grounded, rooted. If you can see this bottom egg here, okay, keep yourself, go into meditation, get into a silent walk or meditative walk, because things could actually maybe feel somewhat spiraling out of control. Okay, or you're being navigated, moving one day here, somebody's saying something there, somebody's phoning you there and then telling you that they want you this. There's that kind of energy where you're being pushed, pulled, and moving sideways. The best way to do is for you to bend with it. Okay, trust yourself, and if you're tuned into yourself, you're able to know what you need to do. Okay, this is not about being rigid. If you look at this figure as well, she's completely got a nice curve in her spine, and she's very balanced and harmonized, so she's able to bend with the moment, with the flow. Go with the flow, be flexible. Okay, I know when I was learning yoga and was teaching it, one of the postures, the bending forward, when you're actually sitting in staff position and you actually bend forward and lean into your legs. Okay, that often, your physical practices like yoga often has some symbologies within the posture, and that is very much about maintaining flexibility. So when we become stiff as well physically, it means that we're also becoming stiff in our outer physical life as well as our inner life. Okay, it mirrors. Okay, so flexibility is not only important physically, but also for our emotional wellness as well as our mental wellness. Anyhow, I feel that some of you are moving and meeting new people. There'll be some definite shifting of a geographic component. Some of you wanting to leave your tribe, some wanting to leave your family, some wanting to leave some friends behind. Some of you need to readdress certain things within the people that you call your tribe as well, or maybe beginning and maybe even making a new tribe where you can fit and belong. Okay, this has been a major theme for most people, and this lunar eclipse actually is the element of balance. All right, in the bigger reading on the elements of the energy of the skies, as well with a very thorough card reading for that segment. We did get the card of balance as well, and I won't go into now, but you can go back and listen to that video if you want the foundation of your reading. Okay, so imagine that being like a layer cake, and that is the base of your reading, and this is the extra layer specific to the fire signs. Some of you for sure will be reaching out and regenerating, so you're being forced to make changes in your life, and really review things, regenerate, recultivate, reevaluate, and make maybe even deconstruct something in order for things to regenerate. So it's a bit like pruning a tree. All right, we need to take the dead buds off so we can actually grow, and maybe grow much more wholesome and healthier. And some of you, in some cases as well, when I see this, this is also a feeling of uprooting yourself as well. Maybe uprooting your work, uprooting your home life, your personal self, maybe uprooting, moving away from, or making some changes that's going to actually really create a sense of a newness, a new beginning. What's going to help you do this is you're going to actually, and some of you I think have been already observing. We've got the card of observe. This is another card. This is the third card in this reading. 4. Actually, we've got 5 cards that are similar and have cropped up in other readings, okay? Particularly the card of peace, I think, has come out literally every time. So this is very much about staying centered. I mean, with this flexibility card as well. And I have given these cards a really, really good shuffle. Both single-handed shuffling and sort of cross shuffling as well. So both cards, I feel like you are moving into a stage, though a slightly different order of reading, that you're going to be cultivating on some peace. I said, wherever you're moving to, wherever you want to go to, whatever you want to create in your life, it must be coming from yourself in what you've observed and where you actually want to create peace. Peace is very, very important and will be important for you. And I don't feel that you can really stand or withstand living in chaos or having chaotic people around you or having any chaotic situation. Okay. Now, if for some reason your environment currently is in chaos, or you've got some upheavaling, you've got some news that you weren't expecting, perhaps your landlord is selling the flat, or maybe you have to move, or maybe a partner's come up and they've had some think about something and they've decided to actually break up. That could be very possible for some of you as well. The only way, and one of the ways, I won't say the only way, but one of the ways I really recommend for you guys as well, particularly, is to chop wood. Chop wood is very much about chop wood and carry water, that very sort of Buddhist saying about get on with the ordinariness of life, okay? Be present in how you act, do your homework, do your groundwork, do your domestic work, okay? Really be meticulous in the details of your life or in the act of simple doing, okay? Allow yourself to be very engaged in the action. So it could be cleaning your email boxes, it could be your photo album, it could be your home, it could be your wardrobe, it could be whatever it is, but there's something very much fated coming in. And whatever happens, if anything that rocks your boat, the main central card for all the readings, which I've kept on the map, is the release card. Okay, very important. Okay, and if again, I've said this to all of them, her heart is opening and expanding outward, and this is very important. You stay centered in your heart, because that actually will keep you centered in yourself, keep you flexible, so very grounded and connected. All right, and also be in peace here as well. Very important, okay? So I feel like, and I do feel like some of you, you could even get a peace offering from somebody. Maybe you've had a fallout. Something is going to come to an end. Some cycle is coming to an end. Maybe some estrangement is coming to an end. Or maybe you've actually been putting up with certain things and now you want to end that cycle. This is a major time for a shift in cycles, or a personal cycle as well as a collective cycle. And I feel like there's going to be some flexibility required, but I feel like you've done your groundwork, you've done your kind of like you're burning off what's no longer working, and this is now time to release for sure everything that you know that no longer serves you. Fire signs is what I'm getting, and it's time for you to actually really look at the pieces in your life that actually will bring you peace. Is it some going out to do photography? Is it maybe doing some knitting, some crocheting, some patchwork, some singing, some music? Okay, is it going out and meeting people from a meetup group that really kind of speaks to you and that brings you peace? Because when we're seen, when we're accepted, there's a sense of peace. We're no longer having to pretend to be something that we're not. All right, I feel it's really important. I feel that there is definitely some kind of looking at the back end of these cards here that you know exactly what you need to do, but you are being guided. And these cards are real sort of duplications of the other readings. And I feel like lots of you, there's a lot of moving about, leaving somewhere, going somewhere else, moving abroad, moving, that kind of thing, leaving a home, leaving new changes, new beginnings in a very big, big way. Okay, I'm also being moved for you, fire sign. Oops. Okay, clearing out is very, very important. Okay, we've got the card of purity here. So this is about really starting over. This is about releasing anything that no longer actually resonates in that purifying way for you. Okay, it's like you can't pretend that you can have any grey shades anymore. This is time for you to, even if you can't see your way forward, allowing yourself to be led by the heart. Okay, this is a time also for new creations, new ideas, new inspirations could be coming in, and you're going to be shown the way as well. Okay, I think some ideas are going to come in as a bolt of lightning, so pay attention. Okay, even in this tiny figure, it's very similar to this one where she's got her heart, she's leading herself there from her chest, opening herself to trusting the universe, trusting the divine, trusting that wherever it takes her, it's going to take her, and it's going to open up, I think, maybe even ideas or ideals that you've had for so long that you possibly have that literally rolled up and put away. These are your original templates, or you're following your blueprint, or maybe your blueprint now is being aligned to you. Okay, imagine that we've got different levels of ourselves, like a building, and you've gone through various layers in yourself. Now this is a new layer, a new floor plan, if you like, a new time, I feel, that where you can be able to be expressive and creative, and maybe even seen for your creativity, fire signs. So this is absolutely lovely. Do use this full moon, if you don't know what it is, to manifest and to intentionalize what it is that you need to see very clearly. And by asking, you shall be able to see clearly as well. Okay, really, this stuff works. Okay, if you're ever in a quandary, just ask to be shown what you need to see. Maybe what is it that you need to do now to be able to move your life forward. If you've got various options as well, that maybe you've got some decisions to make that is kind of putting you in a bit of a quandary or dis-ease, remain flexible and stay peaceful so you can actually make the right decision. Because again, here as well, you can see that the moon is beaming out of the forehead, and there's a sense of absolute tranquilness within that statue as well. I feel like some way as well that you'll be putting certain things in order, a bit like the chopped wood, but this is about actually really sort of recalibrating your life, fire sign people, that this is something that you've been really wanting for a very long time, and this opportunity or this situation is definitely coming your way. I might actually choose the Soul Journeys card by James, I forget his name now, James Van Prague. Okay, now this deck I've not used for the other signs, so again, this is just a bit of something different. This is what soul, what is a journey of the soul, because for most of you who've been following me, I really do come from this. These are called soul guidance readings. Okay, and they are to help you move through life in a way that is soulful. Okay, if you notice, my readings are not about some guy coming back into your life and this, that, and the other. Sometimes it is, and not so much that, but meeting a partner or soulmate or whatever. But these are much more about soul development, what you need to do to transform your inner world, so you've got a better manifestation of your experiences in the outer world as well. But the wonderful card that here we've got as well, and I think this is absolutely lovely. It says trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I don't think you could have had fire signs a more beautiful card than this, really. And I say this because I know what I said about the astrological aspects earlier, and having trust as well, which is also going with the flow, and the flexibility is where it's at. When you trust, you can really, and more importantly, trust your inner guidance. You might have so many options, or people are telling you different things, or maybe informing you about certain things, and deep down in yourself that something has to go. Maybe deep down that this is the way you want it, even if it might not seem sensical on the outside. Okay, but you just have to trust your guidance. Okay, you might even have several options. Maybe some of you've been putting your voice out there, asking people for certain things, and maybe you've got 1 or 2 possible threads, maybe even 3, and you're kind of not knowing which way to go, or the one maybe you'd be standing out, and you just have to trust. Okay, so however you decide to trust is really important. You just got to listen to it. Okay, the heart will lead you. The heart will not lie. Okay, well, this is not a heart chakra card, this is more, of course, the third eye card. Okay, the intuitive card, card in terms of the color resonance. You can see it's all to do with the top 3 chakras. It is really important that by actually working with these chakras as well, that you can really, really trust your inner voice. Okay, like I said, it might not be rational. The other cards, other elements, other directions got very much about not so much trusting, but not only observing actually, but also tuning in to knowing what's right for you, okay, and having a deep sense of knowing, which is really, really important. So I would say here, I'm just going to read it. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I'm not going to pull you guys a chakra card. I feel this one really does it for you guys. So really stay centered in your intuition, your voice, your self-expression as well. And speak up and speak your truth. I feel like that has something very much to do with what you need to say at the moment. Trust that. I'm picking up the fact that some of you definitely need to be communicating maybe some terms of agreement, maybe sort of reevaluating your relationships. Maybe you've felt abandoned, all right, or have been abandoned, and maybe you need to honor that as well. And, you know, do not self-abandon because you feel bad about anything that's happened leading up to this lunar eclipse or any time before that as well. This is really important that you just trust yourself, okay? We are all emotionally and spiritually maturing. We've had loads of different kinds of energetic downloads as well. So some people have been much more aware of that happening. Yeah, and this is also getting the moon guidance. This is a card of the moon, okay? Maybe also really tuning into some cycles, okay? Maybe tuning more into the gibbous moon and the kind of like the various cycles in the moon. Notice how you're feeling around the moon. Maybe you might want to do a moon ritual as well for the fire sign. Particularly in this new moon, I think it's really good for you to get centered and perhaps release anything that does not need to happen, so you can really get into the power of this moon. So you're actually really working with it. Okay, I do feel very much, I'm looking at this, I was about to say balance, and I'm going to pick this one up because it's just facing me, which is a sign of yin and yang, and it's very much about the balance, okay? Really harmonizing ourselves. Very, very important. I do talk about the card of balance has come up in the original reading, and this lunar eclipse is going to give us an opportunity where we can really see clearly, you know, where things have not been balanced in our past, maybe what needs to be addressed currently, all right, and maybe where you are moving towards that's going to really address the balance. Okay, so maybe you've been living in the city and you really want to move into the country, or maybe you're somebody who's been stuck out in the sticks since COVID or something, and now you really want to expand your wings, and you're noticing where things are not nourishing you, where in your life also are you not being nourished. You know, where's the balance imbalanced? Okay, where is there disharmony? You know, where are your surroundings not really aligned with you anymore? And all these small minor misalignments become huge till it really affects our sleep state, our hormones, our adrenal glands, our pituitary glands. Okay, our health is very much holistic. So even with that, just trust what you know that you need, what changes you need to make for yourself in order to readdress the balance there. Okay, so air sign, is there any other card? Yeah, I'm getting at the bottom of this deck actually here, because I feel that in some way, maybe some of you might feel that you failed in some way, you've made a mistake somewhere, maybe feeling hard done by. And I think I heard a quote just the other day, so it was saying there's no success, I mean, we all know, there's no success without failure, or only, is it success? Something about success, but failure is part of achieving something or moving towards what we really want, okay? So there's really no such thing as failure. It is through each passage of maybe mistakes that we've made that we've had an opportunity to learn. Okay, maybe some of you have got involved in a relationship, or maybe took up a friendship, thought this was great, and then suddenly the truth is revealed. I do feel that there's something that is going to be revealed for many of us, and do not take it to heart. Okay, we're all here on the soul development, soul growth, for the purpose of enlightening ourselves and sort of elevating our soul evolution, our own personal evolution. So any mistake you make is always serving our growth. Okay, some of you might actually be looking for this through this whole cycle. You know, this is a cyclical change now. We've got this lunar eclipse on the nodes, which is very much about a change of energy, a change of a very dynamic change, and it is going to also be something that we have to look very deep. Maybe we need to look at parts of our failures as well, you know, but do not judge yourself on that. Some of you might have some emotions as well that could come up, maybe less so for the fire signs, to be honest, but This, I think, for you more is about really moving towards what works for you, okay? And also here at the bottom of the deck, just to finish off, which I think is really important, is whatever maybe failure you felt you've experienced in the past, be in gratitude for it. Or maybe you've had a whole segment of your life and suddenly you look back and you think, well, I can't believe nothing's really come of this phase of my life. And you might feel a sense of failure. All right, it is not the case, okay? But whatever it is, by being in gratitude for everybody and everything that's happened, or everybody's come into your life and they've taught you something, okay, and shown you something, this is a real opportunity for true gratitude, okay, and moving towards something. So I'm going to leave you on this note. Spirit of the fire people, direction rather. Okay, sorry. Spirit of the south direction and the fire signs. Okay, this is my fourth video, and when I get to the fourth one, I tend to get a bit tongue-tied and sort of, all mixed up and upside down. But in any case, this is for the spirit of the south direction and any of the fire signs, right? So really tune into this moon, give yourself a moon bathe as well. Moon bathing is really helpful to harmonize our system, okay? It could actually maybe activate your apathy, and on the other hand, it could also sort of completely shower or sort of heal and nurture. That's what I'm thinking of as well. So a moon bath, if you can see the full moon, definitely do that. And also just make sure that you balance everything as much as you can, okay? If you're noticing you're eating too much something, then you want to pull it back and cut back. It is individual to everybody, okay? And as it's not a personal reading, but if you do want a personal reading, there is an email link below. You can look at the menu on my website, www.rafahsaba.com. I've got a full extensive menu of all the different readings I do. Unfortunately, Acuity Scheduler is no longer functioning on my site, and I haven't had a chance to make the changes there as Squarespace has taken over Acuity Scheduler, and for some reason it is not functioning. So if you do want a reading, do drop me an email on the link below, and you can actually make an inquiry through that. So thanks for watching. All the other links for all the other elements and all the other directions are below, and for the main lunar eclipse reading, both cards and the astrological aspects, is also down below, or you'll find it under under the video segment of my Liberty Lane Tarot and Guidance, or Guidance and Tarot. Lots of love. I wish you all the best during this lunar eclipse, and I will catch you another time, and I hope you found something beneficial from this reading. Bye for now. Bye.